Well, I'm Alan Dale from Gale Force Winds. Such a great time we're having right here with our good friends at the Atlantic Canadian Aerospace and Defense Association at their Maritime Arctic Safety and Security Conference 2025. I want to tell you, great conversations happening, super collaboration. Thank you to our good friends at the Ship Stop Here initiative. Those folks know that the Arctic starts right here. This is the gateway to the Arctic. Great to be in conversation. And on that note, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us what you do.
Sure. I'm James Bond from the American Bureau of Shipping. I'm based in Ottawa. Main part of my job is a lot of business development to governments, but where my passion lies is around polar shipping. So I'm our director of new construction for icebreakers and research and development.
Talking about ABS, what does ABS do?
ABS is a leading classification society globally. We're about 4,000 people globally.
Okay.
40 here in Canada. So as a classification society, we do verification and certification. So for new ships, we write the rules that ships are designed to.
Okay.
During the construction, we're there with people overseeing the construction, make sure it's being built to the approved plans.
Right.
And then throughout the life of the ship, we're there on a regular basis, making sure the ship's being maintained to standards. Our standards plus the IMO regulations, so we do work on behalf of flag states like Transport Canada.
Right.
So we issue certificates, and the ship doesn't sail unless it's got all the certificates in place.
Right. Is this for all size ships and military ships, everything fall under
all
this?
sizes of ships, absolutely. So
Right.
Commercial shipping, we've got a fleet of about 13,000 ships globally.
Okay.
And in Canada, we are the class society for the Canadian Coast Guard. So we're helping them, all their in-service needs. We're looking, if they're making design changes, we're approving them. We're helping them with, surveys in service. And then with the Canadian Navy, they've split between the combatants and the non-combatants.
Okay.
So we have all the non-combatant fleet with the Canadian Navy.
Right.
So if it's not a frigate or a submarine, it's with us.
It's with you. Right. Polar icebreakers. Talk to me about that. It's your passion. Tell me about it.
It's my passion. It's been part of my career throughout my career. They earlier today at Mass they asked people to stand up if they've been in the Arctic.
Right.
My first time in the Arctic was I was on a ship in ice, and that ignited the passion in me.
Is that right?
So that was fantastic opportunity, and I've managed to keep that throughout my career. And we do R&D here in St. John's. We have what we call our Harsh Environment Technology Center. It's a partnership we created 15 years ago now with Memorial University.
Okay.
And under that partnership, we provide not a huge amount of funding annually to Memorial. They leverage it with the province or other industry partners, and then we set an R&D agenda and we execute with them.
What was it about the Arctic that stirred this passion? I've heard this time and time again, by the way. People, when they go there, they want to go back. They want more of it. What is it about it?
I think, I was quite young at the time, and I think just the fact that you were sailing on a ship, but you didn't really see water. It was just a white landscape of ice in front of you. And differentiating, you knew you were far from land, so you weren't going to run aground or anything, but it was weird. And then to start to understand the hull form, the power requirements, the structural requirements, and it's the structural requirements where I've spent a lot of my career.
Wow.
So I early on or midpoint in my career, I helped write the design standards, the IX polar class rules.
Right.
I've spent time at the IMO. I helped write the IMO polar code. So I've had a really good run, and I recognize that as I'm calling myself a late career professional these days. So it's
So it must be incredibly exciting for you to see such a focus on the Arctic at this particular moment.
yes, absolutely. Canada's doing all the right things. I think, like everybody, we all wish it would move a little bit quicker.
Right.
But the pressure's on right now, and the U.S. Coast Guard is going to move quickly. I'm sure of that. Mm-hmm. Current administration wants ships, and they want them now. So they're going to move ahead, and so it's going to be interesting in the next few months. Sweden's about to award a contract to build a new Baltic icebreaker. Finland, Estonia aren't far behind. Korea just announced another icebreaker.
Wow.
So
Exciting times.
icebreakers are coming.
Exciting guy for a guy like you. This is an exciting time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mass. Tell me about Mass. How are you finding the show?
Good. It's a great show.
Yeah.
It's grown a lot. You guys have been here a bit for a few years too, and you're seeing the increase and the real focus now. The new Liberal government is focused. And I think we're all standing back saying, okay, focus on the top. Let's see how the middle does and responds, because we need to move quickly.
Yeah.
There's a moment right now when we can get things done.
Yeah.
So it's and there's lots of opportunities.
As a guy who's been in this Arctic conversation for a while, passionate about it, what would you tell Canadians about Canada's Arctic? A guy that's touched it, felt it, approaching it from many different angles. What would you tell people about it?
Remind everybody in the country that we are a maritime nation. We used to talk coast to coast, and we started talking coast to coast to coast. And I think we really need to talk about coast to coast to coast. There's a fourth one, right? We think about the Great Lakes. We've got two very distinct oceans, the Atlantic Pacific. The Arctic is very distinct, but the Great Lakes are also something we need to pay attention to. It's I live in Ottawa, and I talk to people and I say, hey, the southern border of Ontario, how much of it is water? People go, what are you talking about? Right? And it's all but 1 kilometer.
Right.
Is a water border. Now it's creeks and rivers when you get towards Manitoba, but you can canoe it as long as you're willing to portage a couple times.
There you go.
So it's we're a maritime nation, and we need to understand that and start to behave more like one.
Right. An absolute pleasure to be in conversation with you. Certainly appreciate your perspective and your lens on Mass and the broader conversation around the Arctic. And there you go. That's what it looks like from coast to coast to coast to coast.
Perfect.
Cheers.
Thank you.